Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do one more action figure video. And first off, I lied to you guys. Not on purpose, but I did. So when I did I think it was Hobgoblin review, I said, that's it, I'm done, I can't do any more Marvel Legends. And here we are with the Marvel Legends. There's a reason for it. There is. But I do still feel like I need to apologize that I said I wouldn't buy any more Marvel Legends. And here we are looking at a Marvel Legends. So this is the HasLab or Hasbro exclusive, I don't know, Hasbro Pulse exclusive Jubilee. And there's a reason why I bought it. The reason why I bought this is because I really want to get the 90s animated X-Men team lineup. And the ideal situation would be to get them all from Mafex, because they're doing an outstanding job with their X-Men. Right now we've got Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops out. And we've got Storm and Jean Grey on pre-order, which means we're missing Beast, Professor X, Rogue, Jubilee. I think that's it. So, we've got a pretty good chunk out. And the thought of them getting to Jubilee was just... it's a long shot. It is such a stretch. So I was like, you know what? I'll get this, because as a kid, Jubilee was one of my favorite characters. And I know that's a hard sell, because so many people hate this character. But I still, to this day, think she's one of the most important characters for the old animated show, in the sense that she's the new person in the team, which gets you that outside, from the outside looking in perspective. Much like in the Transformers movies, the Bayverse ones, the first three anyway, that I actually still do say are decent movies. Not good movies, but I used to say they were good movies. Now I can't really say that. But anyway, the importance of the character Sam is that he's a human looking in on these massive robots, and we follow his story into the story of the Transformers. And this is in the X-Men, especially the first episode, Night of the Sentinels. Jubilee is just coming into her powers. She doesn't know what's going on, and she joins up with the X-Men, and you start seeing the X-Men world from her perspective, and that leads you into the story so that you know what's going on. And it's an important character. It didn't have to be Jubilee. It could have been almost anybody. Herself wasn't the important character, but the character's growth was what was important for the show. At least for the first few episodes. Then you're kind of invested into the story, and you brought into this world, and now it's like, okay, now we don't need you to be acting like a little child anymore. But I always really liked her as a kid when I was growing up. I just I thought she was underrated then. But now as an adult, I don't think so. But all right, so I got this figure. It's the premium, whatever. I think it cost me like $37 or something like that after shipping. It's just insane. And so it's cell shaded, and I think this cell shading looks stupid. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it looks good. because it doesn't. So you got like these darker lines here and there to make it look like it's shaded. It just looks like this side of her body's wet. You get just the faintest here. I mean, it's not like it's overpoweringly bad. It's not great. And then, you also got the sculpt issues. That's what I was just kind of messing with. Like in the legs here. Like parts of the leg sticks up over the jeans. So unless she's wearing like super tight jeans, it's not right. It's just, like look at that. And it's just, the whole leg is like that. And it's the same with the bottom boot. And that's what comes when you build, when you take a body and just take sections of one body and just clip them onto different sections. And then you just end up with a hodgepodge that don't quite fit. My problem with Marvel Legends. It's like they could have done it a little bit better. But anyway, one thing I will point out. Packaging. Outstanding job on the packaging. This reminds me of, because I had these when I was growing up, the old animated VHS tapes, and this really reminds me of that. And this is what they're saying, is their plastic-free packaging. So it's just cardboard. Inside there was like a couple pieces of cardboard holding her into place, and some paper. It's empty now, but all of that was, it's pretty well done. I don't think they needed that big of a box for her, but whatever. It's infinitely better than the Legacy Deluxe figures that I've seen, where they're just out in the open. My Walmart has a bunch where they don't have heads because somebody comes by and pulls the head off. So it's just like, please don't mess with my toys. Alright, so let's look at the accessories and then we'll look at posability. So she comes with these little blast effects here, which have been reused 1,000 times. You can just kind of put them on her hands, which wasn't quite the way her powers work, but okay. I think the way they should have done it is make removable hands with that, with like blast effects sculpted on. But of course, they won't do anything extra for Jubilee. She's got the head without the visor or sunglasses, and then she's got a set of sunglasses. You can take these and just put them on her, and they just kind of friction on there, and it works, I guess. I wouldn't trust it. So you have that option. And then you got the head that just has the visor up there. It's painted on. It looks a lot better up there. Head is on a ball joint with the swivel up and down, left and right. It's weird. Just like some places have the cell shading and some places don't. Like the legs, like here's cell shading, cell shading, cell shading. Nothing. Just bare plastic. It's weird. Shoulders rotate around, up and down, bends at the elbow with the swivel. Wrist swivels around in and out. There is a ball joint up here, which I like, and then a waist swivel here. Ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, double bend knee. There we go. Works. The boot swivel, of course, we've already talked about that. Foot swivels up and down. And there's a rocker. Well, she's fine. You know, it's fine. You know, here she is with the Mafex Wolverine. Which they look pretty good together. And here she is with the Marvel Legends Wolverine. I think you guys know how I feel about that. But you know, the big thing is he's more of the animated look anyway. So they look good together. I don't like the cell shading. I don't think it plays off. I'm glad I bought it just so that I can sit there and be like, well, now I know what the cell shading looks like. Because I was going to buy the Morph too, and I don't think I will. The Mr. Sinister's just crazy with it. So I know I'll pass on that too. So I probably end up going back and buying the Jubilee that's not cell shaded. Maybe if it's a decent price. I just can't. Yeah, it's hard for me to justify buying these figures knowing that with all intentions I'll replace them with Mafex ones when they come out. It just, you know, Jubilee and Beast, maybe even Xavier, I have a hard time thinking that Mafex will get to them, just because of the size, and then the character. Like, you know, do people really like Jubilee? Not really. So, and I get that. So just like to have that place filled is a good thing. Beast is just too big, and Xavier with his hover chair just might not come. I don't know. You know, if this was the standard retail, well, I mean, it was. I just had to pay extra for the shipping. I don't know, guys. 6 out of 10? Just above meh? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't. If they didn't do the cell shading, or did the cell shading on the, well, no, I don't like the cell shading. I think it looks stupid. If they would have did shading on it, just to kind of give it more depth, like how this Wolverine has, like, you know, you can see like washes in there. Like if they would have done premium paint job on her, I think that would have worked better than the cell shading. Especially since cell shading is very much for like the animated look, and it won't look as good as other ones. Luckily, she's got it in a way, like the Sinister is just insane, but she's got it in a way where it's like I can almost like pretend that that's just how the jacket's designed, and that's it, because they didn't cell shade any flesh. And most of the jacket isn't. It's just these strips here. Like, oh, maybe that's just the way that part of the jacket's designed. It's just a little darker yellow there. Yeah, that's it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm going to recommend it. Unless you're like me and you just want that character in there. But other than that, really, it's your standard Marvel Legends fare. You know, reused parts that don't quite fit right. They just don't seem to put a lot of care into it, which is a bummer, because it's like these were the exclusives, so it kind of feels like they should have put a little bit more oomph, and the oomph that they put onto it was this, and it's just I don't know, guys. I just don't know. But I guess that's all I got. So yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it. Got to turn the camera off before I